Good morning, YouTube world. So, had 280 tons of ABC stone delivered yesterday. Close to 300. I think they had a couple quints running so they can haul about 24 tons a load. So, I got the dozer warming up. I'm going to knock all this down and set the pump back up, get it wetted down and compacted. That really sets it off real good. I'll walk over here to where, because if you kind of roll it dry, I mean, obviously you're supposed to water it down to set it up, but that's not always the case when we do some driveways. But for this, we've got to set it up, and you can tell how well it compacts. Even that hasn't been rolled. See how solid that is? And then you get up here to where it was almost a slurry, and hell, you can barely kick the stuff up. So it really packs it down really well. So I'm gonna let that warm up for a minute. I'm gonna set the pumps up and go ahead and knock all that down, so if any trucks show up, they'll have a spot to dump. And then I'm gonna start fine grading these 3 building pads on this unit. So I was able to get all those loads knocked down and sprayed with water and rolled in. Now it's setting up. The only problem is the little pond is about empty now, and we don't really have any rain in the forecast, so that's a slight problem. So we've gone to go buy a 1,500 gallon poly tank to put on the trailer, and I got a pond right down the road I can pump water out of. So that's going to be our alternative. So I got to spread that load out, and then that's pretty well on grade. I'm going to wet that down, and that one I put 60 tons on that and go ahead and roll that in. fire nozzle and fire hose works pretty good for wetting down the stone. And just soak the crap out of it, let it sit for a few minutes, and roll it in. That's called setting stone. It'll almost turn to like a concrete slurry on top if it's done right. Takes a lot of water though. That's the only bad problem about getting stone that's really dry, is you've got to add a lot of water to it. Make it right. Which this right here is just about the right amount. When the wind's not blowing. The good thing about this is the laser fell over. That's not the good sign though. If you get it too wet, it will dry out fairly quickly. But you just can't do that right there. You've got to really soak it down. So I'll hit that with the grater and finish that off, and then wet it down one more time. But this is what you want your finished product to look like right here. When that dries out, it's like concrete. Well, I got 2 more loads yesterday after I left. These pads are pretty good right here. They just need to be wet and rolled down. I got to finish grading that one out. It was 75 yesterday, and it is now 35 this morning. That's a little bit brisk, to be honest. But yeah, all I got to do is finish grading that one out. This one needs to come up about 2 or 3 inches, and then this pad up here has got to come up like a foot on this end, and then I'm good to go. So I'm gonna hop on the skid steer and finish that lower pad and get all that ready to be sprayed with some water and rolled in. But I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit more first. I got all those loads spread out. Probably got another 7 or 8 loads this morning on that pad. Got a load or 2 on that pad and pretty much cleaned up that one. Got a tank full of water, and I'm going to go ahead and soak those down and roll them in, and then I can see what else needs to be graded. I got 2 more loads of stone coming, and that is it. First building pad is done over there. Just dumped another 1,500 gallons on there. Gonna do the last roll now. That's the way you want it. I like it. I like it. That's how you know you've said it. All done. Finally. I don't know how many tons of stone, probably 2,500, 2,800 tons. It was a lot. But I finally got it terraced down the hill like they wanted. Just finished rolling that in. So now the concrete guys come, tear everything up, dig the footings, and pour concrete. And then they can do the buildings, and now I got to come back and cut the swales through here and do we're going to do gutter drains and probably a French drain. I don't know, probably get away with, I don't know, we'll see. At least gutter drains. But there it is, all 6 pads completed. 12-inch steps down the hill. Starts off same elevation as that building, stair steps down, and stair steps down again. These buildings are longer, hence why the steps don't line up with the other building. But I think it turned out well.